Bizarre Brain Comics. Hello, my comic book friends, and welcome to Bizarre Brain Comics. I am Gary, your host. And this is where I like to take a look at some older comics, talk a little bit about the characters and creators, and examine the stories and the art. And this time I want to take a look at another batch of Weirdo Magazine. I've done a previous batch. I covered, I think, the first 5 issues. Unfortunately, I do not have the entire run of Weirdo, and I wish I did. But here is just a little handful of some of them. And of course, Weirdo was a magazine from the 1980s, published by Last Gasp Eco Funnies, and it was created and edited by Robert Crumb with his wife, Aline Kaminsky. And they are both frequent contributors to the magazine themselves. And it really, this was like the transition from the old underground comics to the later alternative comics of the 80s. And so this is very underground-ish. Has the a lot of sex, some of the bizarre sex and violence and drug usage and stuff like that. It's definitely not for kids, and I'll try to keep this kid friendly because I won't show too much of it. But here was we start off with issue 6, and this issue is this cover is considerably different than any of the others. Is that this is a photo collage, and probably dealing with a lot of Crumb's own, and it's done by Crumb. You can recognize his lettering. And of course, he may not have been working alone on it. It just says art, gives credit here, Art Crumb, but it's a photo collage. Snipped a bunch of pictures of ladies from various girly magazines, especially stuff from the 50s and early 60s. It even includes one little snippet here of Betty Page, who was a famous later day famous pinup girl from the 50s. And then you can see around the corners the edging here, because his cover design was based on the early Mad magazine design, where he would usually have a bunch of unusual drawings. He has more of the collage from these girly magazines, not nude, but semi-nude and in compromising positions and the like. And then here on the back cover is the last page of the last story. This is done by Aline Kaminsky. That's Aline Kaminsky Crumb, who we just lost a few months ago. And this is some strange stuff in here. Here's a little bit on with some other alternative underground self-published, whatever you want to call them, comics. And of course it has double page spread here for the letters and the like, even with a column by Terry Swagoff, who was the filmmaker who made that Academy Award winning documentary about Crumb. and some more of those books. And then it has two photo. Is it two of them in this one? No, I think it's just one in this one. Fumetti photo stories. And I don't know if he did all of these, but Terry Swagoff also did the art, some of the photography for these stories. And eventually they stopped doing these because they weren't very popular. As Crumb story, some just a variety of creators and cartoonists. There's something with a Flash Gordon parody. It's all sideways. It is. Here's a second one. Second photo story, and this has Crumb himself in it. And these were often written by Crumb, especially if he's featured in them. I don't know who the young lady is he's glomming onto, but it's not his wife. And here's some stuff that's reprinted from the 50s. And just various other unusual things. Didn't this one have... it's more Crumb. I guess not in that one. And that's number 6 from 82, I think it said. And this happens to be a reprint from 1993. Here is issue 8, and another unusual cover by Crumb. It's definitely not his normal type of style. It says, in this issue, depressed Dora, George Murky Murkoid, and other stories about people whose nerves are shot. And they sure look like it. And just some text thing for the cover, back cover. Some really bizarre and unusual things. And we have that spread again. Here's some stuff, weird, unusual stuff by Peter Bagg. We've mentioned before. I'll do something by him later. The Axeman. Something strange about an axe murderer. Yeah. And Axel Wazanowski by what was his name? Jeff John. And his style, and some of his stuff later is, I'm thinking he was involved with later with Spumco Studios, who produced the Ren and Stimpy cartoons and stuff, because the style, especially what I see later, is very much like Spumco. Here's another one. Girls Turned into Vibrator Zombies. And this, of course, is photographed by Terry Swagoff. Features written by Dory Sita, and Dory Sita is one of the models, and she's also a cartoonist in the magazine. And then she passed away young. I've had some disease. I don't remember what it was. Here's a page of her stuff right here. The Love Life of an Artist from 1983, Dory Sita. Here's another Crumb thing. And so the best ones were probably Crumb stuff. Then we got into some sexy stuff that I don't want to talk about. And here's something that's just very, I don't even understand. And which is kind of par for the course for Weirdo. Here's a bit more conventional cover illustration. Number 9 went from 6 to 8 to 9 because I don't have number 7. Here's number 9, number 9, number 9. And this features J.D. King doing a parody of Elf Quest. Here's Elf Squelch. There's the last page of the story there. Something else. And this features, as you can see here, has Drew Friedman. I don't ever see anything by Drew Friedman anymore. But he went from here, this stuff to more mainstream publications and doing cards and stuff with his really fantastic, what do they call them? Caricatures. I couldn't think of the word. And it's, of course, the way he does it, stipple, and especially he's doing so many faces like in these. It was, his style was so time-consuming that it's really is not very economical. Here's the ElfQuest parody, and some Crumb. This is stuff done by Jam with Robert and his wife Aline, and this is a little slice of life, and features their daughter Sophie when she was a little baby. And here's something rare in these at this time was a story by Spain Rodriguez. I've talked about him before. A big wig from that stuff. Some other unusual things. Oh yeah, that's right. And this one has a series of drawings done by Crumb's brother, Max Crumb. And if you saw that documentary, you know he was they're all weird, but stuff like that. I don't want to show that. I don't want to show that. And another Crumb story. This is Modo Day, and it's doing 12 panels per page, and are all equal size panels. This puts a lot of stuff in a small area. Here's another Doricita story. And that gets a little on the sexy side. Some stuff I don't want to show too much because I really like Doricita. Then we jump to number 11 because I don't have 10. That's Big Daddy Roth, Kim Deitch, Martini Batten. That's just a weird one. Another unusual thing on the back, and I don't want to cover those. Some of the stuff was downright poorly drawn, poorly executed, and I think some of it was just stuff that they needed to have to fill the pages sometimes. There must have been quite a bit of good material available to them. Here's Crumb's take on Goldilocks and the Three Bears, and it's not your usual Goldilocks stuff. Here's reprinting a whole bunch of stuff from was it B. Carlton? I don't know who that is. Just stuff from sketchbook, pages from a sketchbook. And here's some more Peter Bagg stuff. Martini Batten. But it was drawn by Peter Bagg. Here we go. Big Daddy Roth. Reprinting a bunch of his stuff. These must have been the trading cards. And I know this guy. I liked his. Yeah, Kim Deitch. Kim Deitch. I've got something else by him too. Very interesting stylization, and nice lettering work all throughout that. Unusual stuff. And then we make a bigger jump to number 17. Some years later. Wait, stop, don't look. This is not a nice magazine. Weirdo, number 17. Some unusual stuff. It's all unusual stuff. And here's Crumb's little bio on Philip K. Dick. This is... and surprisingly for Crumb is the most grounded and down to earth of the cartoonists in these sometimes. Some really unusual stuff. Who's this? That's that style, but I don't remember who. Oh, more Big Daddy Roth stuff. I'm knocking my stuff down here. All weird things. Hence the title, Weirdo. Oh yeah, this is, I don't want to show that. More Drew Friedman and Dee Dee has, well, Diane Newman. And this is the women of the Three Stooges. Yes, Stooge women. That's him. And welcome to East Texas. And there's no credit on that one. And that's what we've got this time for Weirdo Magazine. And I'm knocking everything down. Weirdo Magazine. Still got some more. I got a lot that I'm missing. So, let me know if you like Weirdo and Crumb and all the other weird people in Weirdo Magazine. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. And remember, as weird as it gets, comics are still art.